Okay, cool. So welcome. And now I'm going to take you through this tool. So stop fluffing about, stop cleaning things, stop stopping yourself basically from living your dreams. It's really something that in my life coaching, so many people come to me and they have big dreams, and it might not even be to do things like what I've done. It might be simply to, you know, have your house a certain way, looking a certain way, start an 8-week program, or start eating better tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. You just never get there. So what we want to do for you is give you this really easy to follow process on how you can start to do more of the things that you want to do and not just be reacting to everything around you. Like, this times will slow down a little bit now because of what we're all going through for some of us, and got busier for others. If you're in the support industry at the moment, yeah, going crazy. But yeah, for us, it's a lot slower. And what I found is, and I don't know if you found this as a pattern, is sometimes the slower you are, the more time you have, the less you get done, because you find yourself in this pattern of running this pattern of, you know, doing the things that don't really need to be done, all the surface things that get done every single day. So I'm going to go through it with you right now. And this is it. So, second page. Do you, tell me if I'm on my own, you ladies on the chat and you guys up here on Facebook Live, do you ever have so much work to do and you don't know where to start? Like, you look at what you're trying to accomplish and achieve and you look, hey Leon, good to see you. You look at it and it's a little bit overwhelming or extremely overwhelming, and you just say to yourself, where do I even start? So even that thought process there is a blocker. It's stopping you almost immediately from taking action. So what the process I'm going to take you through is, it chunks it down. It makes it into bite-sized pieces. It really brings a lot of awareness about what you're thinking in the subconscious, bringing it forward to the conscious, and then making a choice on the action that you take, as opposed to reacting and just finding yourself 3 hours later like this, scrolling on the phone, doing the TikTok dance, watching TikTok, or doing the TikTok dance, or whatever it is, cleaning your house. You've all got something that you are currently doing right now that is a trigger to stop you from taking action towards your dreams. So if you're feeling big and brave, put it up there. All the people on the live, we've got Leon, good to see you, Karen, Annie, Alan, Marinda, all the others up there, everybody that's on the Zoom and that can see the slideshow, tell me what you do. Mine was definitely just fluffing around the house, making sure everything was back in its space, because God forbid I couldn't start to do any work if my house wasn't in the, or my desk wasn't organized. And I realized that was a story I was telling myself. I had to turn a blind eye for a little bit when I wrote the book, 4 months, and change what was happening in my head so I could get a different result, so I could get a different outcome. The other thing I've noticed people doing, and I've done it as well, is I sit down at my desk and I've cleared and I've neutralized a bit of stuff, and I'm like, right, I've made it here, I've scheduled it in, I've actually sat down at my desk. Oh, hold on a second, I had so much to do. For whatever reason, I cannot think of a thing that I had to do. But when I was driving the kids to school, I was like, ding, 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 ding. I had about 20 things on my get to do list. And then all of a sudden I sit down, I've got the time, mind blank. I can't think of a thing. Let me know. Guys up here, Carmen, Miranda, Leon, does that happen to you? Your brain's going crazy? It happens for me when I'm driving with the kids, because I can't get on my phone. I must be in flow. I'm sort of in this meditative state as I drive, and I'm like, yep, good. I'll sit down. I'll be focused on that. It'll take me 15, 20 minutes. I'll move on to the next thing, and I get here and I sit at my desk and I'm like, oh, what was it? What did I have to do again? And then I'm searching, and then I get stressed, and then I get frustrated, and then I'm in the vibration of stress and frustration, and ain't much creativity that goes on from there. So if this is you, you need to stay on here. And if you're hearing this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is me, get over here onto the screen, the slideshow, so you can follow the slideshow. Okay, also, is this you? This used to happen to me, not so much anymore because I've trained my brain otherwise. But you've tried to get fit, you've tried to eat better, and you just can't get started. One of two things usually happens for people is you'll finally kick yourself up the butt and you'll get started, and you'll do an 8-week challenge, you'll change your habits, you've got a community and you'll be supported and you're moving along nicely in your fitness. Or it's like, I'm going to start eating better tomorrow. I'm going to start going to bed earlier tomorrow. I'm going to start looking after myself better tomorrow, next week. Well, guess what, guys? I'm not the only one, but bloody next week and tomorrow never comes, does it? And you find yourself in a year's time too, getting fatter, getting unhealthier, getting, you know, scattier in your brain. Oh, I'm going to start eating better tomorrow. And it just doesn't happen. It's because we're running a procrastination pattern. And so this process that I'm going to go over literally, and I know I've done a lot of it on it this week, but it's in a response to you guys. I had so many people when I put the podcast out there, biggest response so far, oh my gosh, yes, this is me. 30-minute podcast, like top of the level, top of the surface information. I want more information. How do I do this? And I'm going to give it to all you guys as well. The other thing, do you find yourself, I mentioned it earlier, shuffling paperwork, or you go to clean the house and just get everything back in order so you can feel an element of control, and then find that the time that you actually had scheduled to create has ticked away, tick, 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 tick. By the time you actually sit down and go, okay, now I'm going to do this. Oh crap, I'm going to pick the kids up in 10 minutes. Oh, it's only 10 minutes. I might as well scroll a bit more of Facebook, or I might as well just fluff around here a bit more. Honestly, the 10 minutes before this call, my schedule changed this morning. I had 10 minutes before I got on this call and had to get all the computers and devices set up. I got 3 jobs done. 3 jobs that in my head would usually take half an hour or longer. But because I set myself a time limit, I ran the program that I'm about to teach you in my brain. 3 jobs. Lawyers, which I would usually procrastinate on calling because they scare me. My accountant, which they don't scare me because they're my friends now, but the idea, because I have had this program in my head that I'm not a serious business person and I'm just doing this for a hobby, I used to always avoid, and I hate talking on the phone. So, but because I set myself this 10-minute time limit, I got 3 jobs done literally in about 8.5 minutes. So usually I would allocate half an hour to this, half an hour to that, half an hour to that. That's an hour and a half. So just that in itself, because I didn't give myself time to think about the story attached to calling the lawyer, attached to calling the accountant, attached to, I had to sign some documents, and I've set up an app on my mobile phone where I can do DocuSign, and you sign it online and send it back, so I don't have to print it out, scan it, sign it, scan it, blah, 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 blah. But the program I run is just let me print it out and scan it and do it the way that I know. I literally did all those jobs in about 8.5 minutes, which left me 2 minutes to sit, have a sip of my coffee, swear at that device there because it wasn't working, but I sorted it out. And so I'm going to teach you how to do it. So do you ever find yourself saying, I'll do that tomorrow, and then the thing never, ever gets done because tomorrow never comes? I'm going to help you with that. Carmen says, yes, it sure does. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for interacting. Karen says, yes, I have to write things down. I forget. Yes, so for me, I write it down. I used to write it down. Now I schedule it. I actually schedule it in, or else it doesn't or rarely gets done. And beautiful Carmen has lost 5 kilos so far. Still got more to lose. Changed my diet and you're feeling so much better. Incredible. You felt the gap. You made a decision and you followed through. So let's keep you on track. Next page here, guys. If this is you, if you've heard those things, then you need to be on this call. I'm recording it so I can send you the recording as well. Okay, so stopping you from getting this. You guys can't see this, but there's all beautiful pictures here on the Zoom of my life and my dreams that I've called into reality over the last probably year and a bit. So like I told you earlier, Amazon bestseller book, my very first book, Amazon bestseller, that was a dream, like a far away, impossible dream. I can't spell. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't have publishers, editors, all the thing. Only famous people write book. I had all this stuff in my head that just wasn't serving me. I did it. And I'm teaching you and showing you the processes now that I followed to get this done. My monthly mastermind, over the course of probably the last 2 years, it was percolating away in the background that I wanted to be able to impact people and share this information online in a subscription model, where my main role was to record the content that I give to you now, deeper, 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 nurture you guys into this. And literally my job is just to present it, to deliver it, and then to package it in a way that can change your life. Something that you can afford because it's only $80 a month, not a week, a bloody month. And the other thing, you guys tell me, oh, I don't have time. I know too, because I do it as well. I don't have time. So this is timeless and spaceless. I wanted a timeless and spaceless product and service that I could just give to you on a silver platter. My brain, you don't know how to use the computer. You don't know how to get it on. How would you package it? You're the most disorganized person I know, blah, 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 blah. But I did it. So this was my dreams. The first thing you have to do is, if you're running a procrastination pattern, hear this, write it down if you're taking notes. You need to know what your dream is. You need to know what the soul desire is, because if it's not strong enough, you will wane, you will falter, you will be distracted. So step number 1, and it's the first module in my mastermind, is uncover your soul purpose. What are you doing here on this earth? Unless you know what your dreams are, you're not going to be pulled towards them, called towards them, and they're not going to be magnetized towards you, because they're out there in fairyland somewhere. So a lot of us wonder why we get off track. We get off track because you don't actually know what you're moving towards, or it's not in your conscious brain. It's in your heart and it's soul, but it's had so many layers put over the top of it. So many parents, teachers, preachers, uncles, aunties, caregivers tell you stuff, belief systems put on top, and it's locked your soul purpose, locked your dreams into a vault. And that vault is so tight, and ain't anyone never going to let you go. But guess what? Each of you have the key to unlock that vault. And a big part of the procrastination buster is getting clear on what your actual dreams are. Because if you don't know what it is, you're going to stray. It's going to be really easy to get distracted. So spend some time now. I'm sharing mine with you. You can see it here on the slideshow. Was bestseller. Publish a book, have it become a bestseller, which is done. Tick that off the list. Create my mastermind, speak in front of people. This here is me speaking in front of over 100 people. And that was just before all the lockdowns happened. And yeah, so natural now. And I use that positioning on stage to open people's heart, to really move you and to touch you and help you fiercely but gently start to change your model of the world. You've got what you've got in your life because of the way you're thinking about it. And what I can do as a trained coach is help you change the way that you think about it so you get a different outcome. I am all about smarter, not harder, not giving you more shit to do, not giving you more work to do, but really just looking into what you're currently doing and how we can refine it, tweak it, change it to get you more of what you want. So step number 1, get clear. All my students in the mastermind have a clear or a clearer from when they started, clearer understanding and feeling of what your dream is. And this was my other dream, hosting retreats for women. First of all, I do men and women down the track, but this is one of the most favorite pictures. This is me here in the white down the back. Beautiful lotus bell tents. My retreats are sold out now. My high-end retreats, anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000, sold out. The next one coming up in September the 11th, I believe, we've got 6 spots left. So if you want to come, I don't even know that we're going to have to advertise it, but you're hearing about it here. If you want to come, it's 2 nights, 3 days, and we take you deep. We be able to take you through, and this was my dream, right? Just take you through the processes. As I'm coaching people, as I was coaching people one-on-one or even in a group setting like this, I can't see you. I can't see you through your process. I might press some buttons and trigger the shit out of you, but then I can't hold you through it. So when we immerse you in 2 or 3 days with me and my sister, Michelle, she's deep into the shaman work and really working with the spirit and soul retrieval and animal spirituality and everything. And then I look at the brain and we just rewire the crap out of this. You're basically being brainwashed and conditioned to believe a certain thing about yourself. I brainwash you to love. I brainwash you to bloody well believing in yourself. And I brainwash you into believing that the dreams that you so desire are this far away. You've just got to believe it and take some action, and it's moving towards you. So I guess, yeah, it's pretty cool. And that's my dream. I'm very clear about it. And all this probably a year and a half ago literally was just a dream, just a speck in the sky. And now it's all my reality because of these systems, procedures, and things that I'm teaching you right now. So stay tuned. We're going to get into it. So what are your dreams? You need to know. Spend some time. At the end, I'm going to give you all an opportunity to join up to the mastermind for 7 days so you can go through the soul purpose process. And that's going to help elicit, take off all the layers of what the soul purpose is and get you some clarity around that. So you can sign up free for 7 days. If you love it, stay. If you don't, unsubscribe. And no questions asked. You can just take yourself out of it. Obviously, my intention is that it's going to be life-changing for you in 7 days, and you're going to be like, yeah, this is well worth my time, effort, energy, and money to stay in this and really start to create and design the life of your dreams. So over here, the procrastination buster. This is the spreadsheet. This is the template that I use, and I had created, my team created this for me. And this is what I go to all the time. So it's on my computer. Whenever I'm running a procrastination pattern, which we all do, I whip it up and I go through it really quickly. And now I can have it done in like probably 5 or 10 minutes. And I've got to the point where I'm so well practiced at it now that I don't actually even have to always bring it up. If I'm driving, I recognize I'm running the procrastination or the paradox pattern. And then 2, because I've done it, I just go through the steps, boom, 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 ooh, okay. And we've neutralized it. So super cool. This procrastination buster, you can see in the picture, I'm going to go through it really quickly in a moment, equals this. So this is some other ones of my dreams. My podcast, I'm up to series number 7, episode number 7 now in the Rise and Shine podcast series. So funnily enough, you guys can't see it, but this photo here, all you people on the Zoom, literally was taken. That's a sheet. I was at my friend's house and I was like, hey, I didn't even have the gear. I do have it now. I didn't have the podcast gear. I was like, I want to start a podcast. Can you take a photo of me, please? I was over there to do a workout and she's like, yeah, cool. She literally got a green sheet. I think it might have been out of the wash or out of the cupboard or whatever, put it up on a whiteboard behind me. We took the photo and now that's the photo I use. So it doesn't have to be the perfect photo shoot. Doesn't have to be the perfect photo. You just need to get it out there. I mean, that looks good enough. It's not perfect, but if I waited to get the perfect photo, I'd probably still bloody well be waiting and the podcast wouldn't be out. I get messages every single week. It's up on Spotify now. I get messages every single week saying, I look forward to Monday. Kristen said it to me today. I look forward to Mondays and Thursdays because the podcast comes out on a Monday, usually 30, 40 minutes. And then they've got today, free extra support webinar. So yeah, this is the thing, guys. Don't wait for it to be perfect. This one down here, this was me in Sydney. I've been on national tour, speaking tour twice now, 2 national speaking tours. One I took my kids on. Don't ever do that. It's extremely fun and stressful. No, it was fun, but it just added a whole dynamic and element because you've got banners and books and I had the merchandise and planes and we're catching planes here and there and 2 little kids. I'm hungry. I need to go to the toilet. You can just imagine. But I did it right. Didn't wait for it to be perfect. That was my choices. My husband was working away. I'm going to have to take my kids. That was the first time that we got interstate people. I went over there, did my half-day workshop, spoke as a guest speaker at a couple of events. Now I have interstate people traveling from Melbourne, Sydney, all over Australia to little old sunny Ipswich to come to our retreats. So if anyone tells you you can't do it, tell them to go away, because if little old me can do it, honestly, I'm no different to you. I just feel so blessed because I've learned these patterns and I want to teach them to you. Okay, so obviously the book, the podcast, speaking, national speaking tour, there'll be a lot more of that. I'm looking at being on some pretty big stages this year when we all get back together. So I'll keep you all updated with that. Okay, so let's get to the juicy goodness, the procrastination buster. So up here, this is the template. And if you want the template, I can send it to you. What is your most desired outcome? And if you've heard this in the podcast or you listened to the other video, listen again, open up your mind, because every time you hear this, it's going down deeper, 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 and you're going to hear something else that perhaps you didn't hear yesterday or last time. So what is your major desired outcome? So that was exactly like I said up here. You have to have a clear vision of what your dream is. You need to know what it looks like, what it feels like, and add elevated emotions to it. If it's the body you want, how are you going to feel when you get that body? If it's a certain income that you want, then how are you going to feel when you see that amount hit the bank account? If it's a certain, like for me in my monthly mastermind or the book, whatever it is, elevate your emotions and feel it every single day. So 1, what's your desired outcome? Get clear, and there's a space here for you to type it in. Step number 2, what are the bite-sized actions that you're not doing? So for example, say my desired outcome, I'm going to use the example here today quickly as we go through it. If you want more nurturing, if you want more of this, I've got it in the mastermind, which I said you could have for free. So what's your major outcome? What's the bite-sized actions that you're not doing? So mine, let's use the mastermind as an example. I wanted to do the mastermind. The bite-sized chunks that I wasn't doing was I needed to do some client research. I needed to research cameras and get the good cameras and the angles and all this. And I just noticed I just wasn't doing that. Every time I sat down to do those things, for a couple of reasons. 1, because before I did this sheet, I really didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I made it too big. I chunked it up. I want to do a mastermind. I don't really know how. I'm good at delivery. I've got all the content, but we had to break it down. We had to chunk it down. So that's what this is about. Go through and write down the bite-sized chunks that you're currently not doing. to get to your goal. The next thing that you're going to do is go, why? What's the pain? This is a neutralizing process. What is the pain that you are avoiding by not doing it? Listen to that question again. What is the pain that you are avoiding, but by not doing the thing over there, the bite-sized action that you are not doing? So for me, with the mastermind, I felt like a complete dumbass. So the pain that I was avoiding was feeling like a dumbass, because when I sat down and I wasn't inspired by it, I didn't want to look into cameras, I didn't want to learn about sound. It's not what lights me up. It's not what inspires me. And I felt like I was wasting my time. But all this was sitting in my subconscious. I didn't know it. It just showed up to me in a procrastination. I'd be faffing about one because I knew what I wanted. So that wasn't the issue for me. Some of you may not really know what you want. I knew what I wanted. But the other thing is hadn't broken it down into little small chunks, but I had in my subconscious, and the decision I'd made in my subconscious is, it doesn't inspire me. It's wasting my time. I'm not interested. So can you see how then, as a subconscious behavior, I was going and doing something that made me feel instant accomplishment in the moment. If I can look out and see my tidy desk, it makes me feel good, but it ain't getting my bloody mastermind done, is it? So when I realized I was running this pattern, I pulled up this thing. I needed a bit more help with this one because it was pretty deep-seated. There was a lot of fear around it. So that's the question. What is the pain that you're avoiding by not doing it? Because the other thing a lot of us do there is go, hold on a sec, I'm not doing it. And we kick ourselves up the butt and we really chastise ourselves. You are better to honor. It's quite skillful. What you're doing to avoid the pain of doing the bite-sized action is very masterful and very skillful, and you're freaking amazing. Honor yourself for that. You've been avoiding some of this shit for years. Good on you. You're very committed, but we need to flick it and make that commitment and that mastery and that skill towards your goal, as opposed to moving away from it. So that's what we do. I'm going to trick your brain and flick your brain into moving closer to it, calling it towards you, and taking the bite-sized action steps. So hopefully for a lot of you, the pennies are starting to drop and you're being like, oh, wow, maybe that's why. This isn't as hard as everybody talks about it. If Daisy can do it, I can do it too. So let's do it. Okay, now this is key. Absolute key. And I know I'm talking fast, but I want to get this much information into this much time for you. I'm all about the value. This is key. What are you actually doing instead? So instead of those bite-sized chunks, so you could even start with this question, because this is the thing that is closest and most accessible to you right now. What's the bloody thing that you are doing to stop yourself in creation, to stop yourself living your dreams, to stop yourself sitting at your desk, working on your body, eating a certain way, making the money, helping the people? What is the bloody thing that you are doing right now? There is a ton of people on up here. Tell me what you're doing. I'm going to tell you what I was doing. I was scrolling Facebook for freaking 3 hours at a time. I was losing myself in TikTok. I was watching low value YouTube videos because it was a distraction. I want you to write down there specifically what you're doing. Are you cleaning the house? Are you organizing? Are you faffing about looking after the kids? Are you making phone calls? Another thing that I was doing, this is a huge one and it's a big lesson. My belief is, because I'm going so much bigger now and I've got so many more people that I'm helping, I had a belief that I needed to voice back or write back to every single person that contacted me. I actually realized after I did this process, that was a procrastination pattern, because it made me feel safe, it made me feel valued, and it made me feel bloody well important. And it made you feel important. So I was in pride and I wanted to make you feel good, but it wasn't actually helping you long term. So when I'm getting back to 500 of you bloody well individually, can you imagine how much time, effort, and energy that takes? It was taking a lot of time. And I was so committed to it. You will know, everyone on here who has at some point messaged me, even if it's a day or two later, I get back to you. And that might change now, because what I realized is I was running a procrastination pattern. And as I'm growing and my business is growing, my mindset has to grow with it. So I realized while I'm replying to these 500 people and I'm feeling great and I'm feeling like I'm helping them and they're feeling great because they're getting a piece of me, I could be creating a product or a service that is helping that person with that problem. Because guys, I don't want to minimize how anybody's feeling right here, but you all come to me with the same stuff. And I know it because it's the same shit I'm going through. It just manifests in our life differently. Everything you come to me with, I guarantee either I have been through it or a client that I have worked with have been through it. So do you think that I'm better in interacting with you one-on-one, which part of me still loves, or do you think I'm better creating a product and a service that can go out there to thousands, hundreds of thousands, possibly, you know, years down the track, millions of people, leave my legacy? I could die next year. My family has a service and a product in the mastermind that they can continue to sell. But more importantly, my legacy is left because you've got stuff that can continue to help people. One of my highest values is growth and connection. So it was getting conflicted here because I'm responding to 500 people and feeling valued and feeling worthy. And I had to shift it and change. And it wasn't till I did this process that I realized it. So do you think, I want you to answer this for yourself. I was replying to so many people because you're running this pattern somewhere in your life and it served you up until now. And if you want more for your life, you have to flick it. That was literally part of my identity. I identified with like, I'm so reliable and I'm so responsible and I'm helping people one-on-one. And I was in this pride state. And I wasn't ready to let it go until I got the first month of the mastermind out by running this procrastination buster. And the feedback that I got was phenomenal. I'm asleep in bed. It's gone out globally all over the world. Or I'm sitting on the beach or down my backyard, one of my favorite places, or having a wine with my brother. Alan, if you're still on here, hanging out with my brother. And I'm getting testimonials in, oh my gosh, I just had the biggest aha moment. I was watching your mastermind. I get photos constantly of, you know, people watching me on there up in front of the whiteboard and they're sitting there watching it on their TV while they're in bed, or their computers on their lap, or they're having their morning coffee or their evening wine. And I'm in there, I'm in their head, I'm in their ear, like in their house, like. So I realized going through this procrastination buster that these patterns that we're running that make us feel worthy and feel like we're actually helping people can sometimes also be the blocker to the next big thing. So I will still intend to get back to you all. I have assistants and team members now that help me out a lot with that. Hey, Oriana, I was speaking to Dale the other day. Good to see you on here. He got a copy of my book, so that's super exciting. Yeah, so that's what I want you to think about there. The next question we're going to ask, so when you get a copy of this spreadsheet, you guys can jump on if you can't see it, or leave your email below and I will send you a copy of this recording and the template. So what are you gaining from that? So like I just explained to you, what I was gaining from responding to everybody one-to-one was a feeling of worthiness, a feeling of respect, a feeling as though I was genuinely really helping people. So when I was feeling like that, of course, I was procrastinating doing it because I was safe. The other thing that I was gaining from like watching the YouTube videos and everything is I was gaining information, because the key is to have a look at specifically what you're watching. Whatever you are watching, we need to link with, and this is more in the mastermind, it goes a bit deeper, but whatever you're doing over here and what you're actually doing instead, we need to link it with your major outcome, because perhaps your major outcome isn't. We need to link what you're gaining from here, from doing this. Sorry guys, you can't see it. You're gonna have to get the recording. Gaining this to this. And that is where everything just landed for me. I was like, oh my gosh, it just completely changed my life. So go through here. What are you gaining from that? And quickly jot all those down. You can add in more lines if you need more lines. I'll get you the template. Okay, so the other thing is viable alternatives, changes or actions you can see on the template here, or actions to take. So there you go down, and it's explained further in the video, in the mastermind video, and you go down and write viable alternatives or actions to take. So up here, what I was procrastinating on, the bite-sized actions, I'm not doing the client research because of X, Y, Z, and I go through the whole process and go, well, what can I do instead? I'm not inspired to do that. I can either fear neutralize it, which is also part of the mastermind, or I can go down and just do the next thing. So for me, with the mastermind and the videos, like using the videos, I had to get the rigid video and make it perfect and make it look really good. The viable action that I decided to take was forget about having it be perfect, forget about learning and researching videos and sound and all the thing, and use what I've got in my hand. I have an iPhone. I have a little microphone. Actually, I have my brother's, which I need to return to you. Use that. And the moment I decided that, I was like, what am I waiting for? I had this underlying belief that I needed a proper camera and a proper this, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Progress is better than perfection. If you've got a pen and paper, write that down. Progress is better than perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. So many of us wait for things to be perfect. And then this is the cruncher. Then you schedule it in. And once it's in your schedule, you train yourself that it is in your schedule, you get it done. You absolutely get it done. So I would hear in the example in the mastermind, the alternatives, changes or actions to take. When I was doing the client research, when I was looking into the cameras and the thing, I have a team of people that help me. So I said to my VA, are you interested in learning about this? Does this light you up? Because I don't want to learn it. I don't want to sit down and spend my time doing it. It knocks me out of flow. And if she's interested in, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to book it in for 2 o'clock this afternoon. We had that conversation this afternoon. Even if the answer is no, it gives you momentum to move on to the next thing. Okay, do I need to do some more interviews and see if another team member can jump on and help me with X, Y, and Z? So this is a procrastination buster. It's absolutely life-changing. And I want to share it with you also. If you guys are up here on the live, please put your email in below and I will have my team send you a copy of the recording here on Zoom, which is going to have a copy of the template and hold on a sec. The school's calling, so I'll have to call them back in a minute. Okay, cool. Step number 5. Okay, so like I said, the full explanation, that was quite quick. The examples weren't written in there. The full explanation is in the monthly mastermind. You all have access to a free 7-day trial, and so do you all guys. So make sure you give me your email so I can send you all the goodies. Nearly there. Okay, so what else will stop you? Now you're really clear about your dreams, your soul desires, what you want to accomplish. You are noticing the procrastinations that you're running and you can neutralize them and dissolve them like that. The other thing that will stop you is one, over here, not knowing your values. You need to uncover your values. Another module in the mastermind, I've broken it down. I've fed it back to you. There's a series of questions that helps uncover it. Absolutely life-changing. Honestly, guys, you got to know your values. I'm not going to go into it in this call because I'm on a time limit, but let's just say this. If you're trying to get fit and healthy and you keep falling off the bandwagon, I found it all the time as a personal trainer. Some people would do what I said and told them to do, no questions asked. Other people wouldn't. I was more interested in learning why these people did it and why these people didn't. These people did it because they valued their health, or they valued their physique, or they valued the way that they looked. So they did exactly what I told them to do. These people couldn't give a shit about their health. They grew up in an environment where health was not a priority, and so they wouldn't do it. It wasn't until I started to realize your body, your business, your life, your relationships is a reflection of what's happening in here. I stopped training their body and I started training their mind. I helped change their values or find out what their highest value was and link their health and fitness to that. The moment I linked them, they started taking different actions. The standard of their life raised and they got healthier, they got happier, they started helping people. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. So you have to know your values, also part of the mastermind. You've all got your free 7 days. Take action, get on there, and don't bloody well procrastinate on, oh, I signed up for it, but I don't have time, because you've got 7 days. Like I said, if you love it, stay on. If you don't, that's totally fine as well. Just get on there and do like a huge binge watch of everything, take your notes, and then make your decision. Okay, so the paradox buster, this is huge for me. And the example I love to use is I was away on holidays. And I had been really intense getting stuff out leading up to the holiday. So I got onto the holiday and I was kind of like, good, time to relax. I really need to have a rest. And then I felt this yucky feeling in my tummy. So we're away, we're down the Gold Coast. Gus was there with us, the kids were there, we're hanging out, we're doing the holiday thing. I was still eating really well and walking because I value my health. It's my highest value. It's not hard for me to do. It's just what I do because I've trained my brain that way. Anyway, I started feeling this yucky feeling in my tummy and I was like, what's going on for me? And it was around Christmas and New Year's where everybody's doing the New Year's resolutions and work harder and do your goals and plan this and plan that. And I'm like, I just don't bloody want to. I need rest. And usually I would look out there and I see what the masses are doing and I do the exact bloody opposite, because what everybody else is doing, you've got to do the opposite even when it's uncomfortable. So everybody else is out there posting, all the other influencers posting and do this and do that and running this event for New Year's and this vision board and that vision board. And I was like, blow it all. I just don't want to do any of it right now. I want to rest. It's what everybody else is doing. But there was this paradox running in my head. One, everybody else is doing this. I want to do that. Then I was running a next paradox or conflicting internal representation. However, the early bird gets the worm. You've got to work when everybody else is not prepared to work to be successful. So I was running a couple of conflicting belief systems and ideas. And the best way I can explain it, guys, is like you have got one foot on the gas pedal and you're going full steam ahead. And in one belief system, in one idea, and then the other thing running around your head is like got your foot on the brake and it's holding you stuck and you're just sitting there spinning your wheels, not going forward and not going back, but you're wasting a lot of energy. And this was me. I was on holidays. I wasn't fully relaxed, and I wasn't fully relaxing because it's what was happening up here, and I wasn't getting jack shit done. So I was spinning my wheels instead of fully relaxing. When I noticed the pattern, I whipped up the paradox buster and I did it. And the concept of this is, one, you need the thesis and the antithesis. So one, oops, I'm used to this being able to click back and forward. So the thesis is, this is good. The antithesis is, this is bad. Let's just make it really simple for this call. This is good. This is bad. What you want to do is you want to list the benefits of what is good. You want to list the benefits of the antithesis, what is deemed as bad or perceived bad. And then what you do is go thesis. So this is good. You go, what are the drawbacks of this actual thing? And then you go, what is the drawbacks of the antithesis? It neutralizes it in your brain. And then, so you have option A, option B, so thesis, antithesis, and then you do the benefits and the drawbacks of each, and you come up with option bloody C, hallelujah, option C, which is your decision. This quite often happens with mentors. You've got someone like Gary Vee. I'm sure all of you have heard of Gary Vee. Hey, Tom. Hey, Bev. Hey, Karen. So Gary Vee is out there telling everyone, add value, add value, add value, add value. Just keep adding value, you know, jab, jab, right hook, value, value, then sell. And then you've got someone like Grant Cardone, who are both very significant and very amazing and very successful in their own right. And then you've got Grant Cardone just saying, go in for the big sell the high-end package, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 grand, just get in there and sell, 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 sell. Who knows what I'm talking about? You got one mentor telling you this, you got the other mentor telling you this, so you're like, what the heck do I do? They're both amazing. I'm aligned with both of them. But what quite often happens is it sits in the back of the subconscious and we're spinning, we're not taking action, we don't understand why. It's because we're running a paradox. So not only are we procrastinating the shit out of life because our values aren't aligned and we don't know the things we went through in the previous sheet, so we're running the procrastination. On top of that, we have some paradoxes. We have some conflicting beliefs and ideas in there, and we're spinning wheels. So can you see then why we start arranging things? We're trying to find some sort of control. At least my desk is tidy. Oh, I can take a breath now. So this is what I want from you. Neutralize it all. Open it up, and then come back to it and say, this is the thesis, this is the antithesis. And I go deep into this. There's two 20-minute videos in the Mastermind of explaining this whole spreadsheet. I just want to keep it short, sharp, and snappy. For those of you who feel like you want extra nurturing, please reach out and I'll send you the link and everything. But this is amazing. So you come up with, there's option A, there's option B, the benefits of each, the drawbacks of each, and you come up with option C. And that's your option. That's taking the layer off everything and going into your heart and making a choice for what feels right for you, rather than sitting on the surface, spinning the wheels, not feeling good enough, not taking action, fluffing about, getting distracted. When you come up with option C, it's very powerful. It's extremely powerful, and there ain't nothing that's going to stop you. When you know your soul purpose, and we've uncovered it, when we've neutralized the fear, which is also part of the Mastermind, a whole module on fear, when we've neutralized and dissolved that fear, when we're recognizing the procrastinations that you're running and we neutralize and dissolve them, and I give you this process and this system to bust the paradoxes, there will be no stopping you. You will all align that, your soul goal, with your values. There is no possible way you can't get what you want in life. But you need to know what it is, and then you need the methodical, focused, systematic approach. I never thought I'd hear myself say these words, guys. I'm the biggest pixie under the sun, but it creates this container for us to continue to express and have fun and live the life with family. I've got two kids, a husband that works away, just lost his bloody job. My business is going gangbusters because I look in the industry and I go, where's the gap? there's the gap. How can I close that for people? How can I serve them? How can I add more value? How can I help them? How can I create a process, system, service, product that closes that gap, people, and then charge a fair exchange for it? Boom. There's no fear, or if there is, I friggin' neutralize it straight away. I run procrastinations, but I recognize it and then I dissolve it and I carry on. If the paradoxes come up, which they still do, once again, I recognize it. Now I've created a community of people that all help me with it. If they hear me speak, they say, you're running a paradox at the moment. I'm like, hold on a sec, you're my client, or you're my friend, or you're my family. I'm the coach here. I'm supposed to be. No, I don't do that. I go, oh my gosh, thank you. That's what I'm training you to do. Pick my language up, reflect it back to me, help me. I'm only human. A big part of this work for me is creating the community. So I've got some really awesome, amazing humans that I can hang around, because this is it, guys. You can live and do and call in and manifest anything in your soul's desires. But it's all about vibration. It's all about frequency. All it's about belief in yourself and rewiring the old gray matter. Like I said, spend too long with me and I will literally brainwash you to believing in yourself, loving life, and living the life of your absolute dream. Oh, thank you. Tom says, yes, love it, Queen. Woo! A reflection of all of you. Whatever you see in me is a reflection of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you think, what a dickhead, she's an idiot, whatever, that's a reflection of you. If you're thinking she's doing amazing, she's taking action, that's a reflection of you too. So really recognize the processes that you're going through. You can see I get really passionate about this. And I was going to do these extra support webinars for free. I'm $500 for an hour. And I took my one-on-ones away to be fully focused on the mastermind. I got so many of you coming to me now. I want one-on-one. I don't care what it costs. I'll pay it. And I sat there and I was talking to Gus the other day and I'm like, I've got to listen to the people. So I opened up 2 spots and I haven't advertised them. I've only spoken to them about them once on a bloody Instagram story. One is taken and there's another lady who's pretty much ready to take the second one. So if you are running a business, now is the time. Now is the time to step up. Now is the time to get out of hiding and share your true self with the world. Is it hard? Yes. Is it extremely fulfilling? Yes. Is it scary? Hell yes. But it's worth it, because what I can do can genuinely help you. I'll find a way, and I want to help you find a way to live yours as well. Okay, so next page. I'm quite impressed with this slideshow. What do you guys think? Okay, so the podcast, other options. If you're not ready for the mastermind yet, or you decide you want to run a procrastination pattern on it, that's fine, but be aware of it. So the other options that we've got right up the top for you, just to learn a little bit more and feel like you're being nurtured and getting the information out there. Likewise, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to know how to set your business up like this, reach out, because it's about repurposing. It was something I struggled with a lot at the beginning, but when I went through all those processes, neutralized it, fear, paradox, grief, loss, worry, I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. Why was I making it so blurry for myself? It was because I didn't believe in myself. So now, this week, same topic, different information, little bits and different of information and said differently. We've got the podcast, so you can have all of that for free. You get the extra support webinar, which is today. If you guys leave your email, I'm going to send it all to you. Thank you, Karen. I think I've got yours, but I'll send it to you. Got the extra support webinar today, which I'll run for a couple of extra weeks. Also started when coronavirus hit, doing a free VIP training for my exclusive inner circle clients. And honestly, we had people who could barely speak on camera, more than probably 2 or 3 of them, go out and start businesses. Like action, taking action because they feel supported and loved, and they're doing the process. They got the community. So if this is singing to you, then you need to take action. We got the meetups when we can all get back together. We're doing it online at the moment, but we've got the meetups. You can come and meet my sister and myself in the community and have a glass of wine, or sometimes we run cacao ceremonies. We just try and mix it up a little bit to get everybody what they want. Our workshops are half-day workshops are pretty much sold out every single time. We're getting 50 people in the room, 30 to 50 people. Online the other day, I think I had like 15 of you from all around, which was amazing. 3 of you signed up for the high-end retreat, which was amazing, online. So it's phenomenal, guys, how you can help people like this. The cacao ceremonies, which I mentioned. And just remember, you are a creative being, and by being, you are creating. Let that one sit and simmer. That's one of my quotes. Okay, if I can do it, so can you. Every single one of you have got something you want to offer this world. Every single one of you. If I can do it, so can you. There is nothing special about me. I sometimes feel like a fraud because I'm like, part of the reason I've got this far is because I know these strategies. So I want to share them with you because I want you to be able to live your dream. It's going to be different to mine. And even if it's exactly the same, it's your version of it. I had someone call me the other day and like, oh, I know you've been mentoring me and I want to do my deck of cards. I want the jewelry line and I'm really interested in writing my book, but I don't want you to feel like I'm copying you. And I was like, that is like the biggest, most beautiful, amazing compliment ever. Just do it your way. I will coach you. I'll show you the way. I'll lead the way. But you've got to get this out for you and your people, because you might say it in a way with, you know, people don't resonate with me, or you say it in a different language. So get out there and do it. If I can do it, so can you. So read books, just read. I now have my book on audio, Amazon, and in the hard copy. The monthly mastermind is available to all of you. And then you've got to share yours. Whatever your dream is there, get out and do it. Okay, so hold this vision. This is obviously different. I always like to put this up because this is part of my manifesting. But all of this, the retreats, fully booked, sold out. We just released another piece of merchandise, being the earrings that are going to arrive any day. The book just went seller. This is me at one of my first events. And yeah, you can create the life of your dreams, the income that feels comfortable and safe and suitable for you. This is, you know, running the retreats and the workshops and all the things. So whatever it is, no dream is too big. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. I don't know who's saying that is, but it's a good one. If you can dream it, the problem is, guys, most of us are too scared to even think about it or dream about it. So this is a safe environment that gives you focus, a container to really just open up, express, and dream big. Dream as big as you possibly can. So finishing up here now, guys, make sure you're dropping your email in below if you want a copy of that amazing thing that I just went through, the Procrastination Buster. And you can get free 7 days for everybody on this call. Free 7 days. I will send you the link. Dip your toes into the monthly mastermind. Full price is $80 a month. You get your free 7 days. If you want in, stay in. If you don't, that's totally fine. Just take yourself out. If you're an emergency worker or a frontline staff, you get a super special. So contact me and we can speak about that. Okay, so who's ready to change? Who is ready to make a difference and a change in their life, not just for you, but also for everybody around you, your partner, your family, your community, your colleagues at work? The happier and more fulfilled and wholesome that you are, the happier that everybody else is going to be around you. You have this energetic field that is around you. And if it's like not good enough, like I was for so long, and abusing my body and abusing, you know, myself and not looking after myself, not eating properly, not sleeping properly, then people feel that. You want to be the person that walks into the room, and even before you get there, people feel you coming. I have people say to me now, how do you do that? And I'm like, do what? They're like, I felt you before you walked into that room. And the whole room just turned and looked. And not so much now because we haven't been to events, but I just attribute that to all the work I've done on myself. Like it's just this feeling of absolute, you know, awareness and love and presence that is within every one of you right now. But we get distracted because life happens and belief systems happen. It's all part of life. So let's do this. Make a choice right now in your life to make a change. Implement something immediately that you have learned today. Like if I was on this call and I valued the information, this is why I've got where I've got. I would have had a pen. I would have had a paper. I would be taking notes. I would allocate 10 to 15 minutes after this call to take action, whether it is to book something in, whether it's to move something out of the house, whether it is to, you would know if you're tuned in, the answer will come, and I would have booked time in 10, 15 minutes after to get shit done after this call. So implement something immediate. I mean, right, like as soon as this call ends, or even now, I'd be on starting to do it. And remember, I've been able to do all this. Elise just jumped on. Hello, Elise. We used to work together. Good to see you. This is a bit special to see you on here because you've seen me right from the start, right? All the things my book just went bestseller. My jewelry line's going all over the world. I did a deck of pixie cards. Employed a local artist to do all these. That's me, obviously. The second edition's about to come out. These are all beautiful people within our community that inspire me. So they've written the blurb. I had a little book done up, a little bag. Look at me go. So you get your cards and then you pick whoever and it gives you the message. The other thing that I've just added to the business is Healy. So if anyone wants more information about the bioresonance machine that like literally reads your aura, reads your bioresonate, like your field, your vibration and your energy. It picks up where the gaps are and then puts it back in. Phenomenal. Anyway, pretty much one of the founders in that business as well. So implement something immediately. Do the things, the small things every single day. You all know what they are. Eat well, sleep well, have a solid morning routine. You guys are all doing this anyway. I'm not giving you more to do. You all currently have a go to bed routine, a wake up routine. You're eating every day, you're drinking every day. If we can just refine what you're currently doing to raise the standard, then you're going to get more out of life. You're going to start to live the life of your dreams and actually have the courage and the space to dream it. So just remember, it's the small things every single day, guys. So put a little magnifying glass over from the moment you go to bed at night and then wake up in the morning, each moment of each day. And I do this about every 3 months. I make some massive changes, but guess what? It's a bit clunky and a bit hard at the start. And I make the change and my standard lifts. And in about 3 months, I'm like, well, this is bloody easy and boring. What else do I need to change? And then I look through every moment of every day, or that part and that part. And then it's clunky and it's uneasy and it's a bit hard. And I commit to it and I'm disciplined with it. And then it becomes my normal. 3 months later down the track, I go, okay, that's easy now. What next? And it's just this constant commitment to growth. And I want that for you guys as well. So remember, small things every single day. I wanted to say thank you. Welcome to the tribe. You all have access now for 7 days for free to my mastermind, which is like my third child. No, it's my fourth child, because this is my third child. I've got 4 kids now: Ross, Esme, Book, and Mastermind. So our life is very full. I'm very focused. I'm very excited to get you out this information, to make the impact, to get you living the life and designing the life of your dreams. You will notice I'm not one of those coaches that bang on about the pain. All the marketing gurus are like, go to people's pain. You've got to give the pain. I'm like, stuff the pain. I don't want the pain. I want people to see the possibility. I want people to see and feel the outrageous, incredible, playful possibility of life, business, relationships, finances, physique, and move towards that. And you move towards that and have that move towards you. Let's create this compelling future, this compelling identity, and move it to it, like be magnetized towards it. Stop working so hard, stop doing so much, and really just enjoy the process. So if you're feeling called to do more of this work, to learn more, get off your ass right now. Drop your email in below. You guys up here on live. I'm live on several different devices here. I will send you within the next hour the follow-up, probably depends how long it takes to download, the follow-up email with all the links, with a template of the Procrastination Buster. Don't procrastinate doing the Procrastination Buster. I can't help you. You just got to do it. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. I will see you all very soon. We're going to stop video here.